Here it comes. And I didn't even want to know. So this young lady on TikTok put up this video stating that she was at her ex-boyfriend's celebration. She's stating that her and this man had a 16-year relationship and it was all a secret. And now, for whatever reason, in 2025, she wants to out the relationship and she's doing it post by post. So here's a picture that she showed that she said this is where the relationship started. She already had 2 children. One of her children were being christened by this particular bishop. And she states that she was 22 years old and he was 47. Well, if I do the math and my math is correct, if this bishop just turned 67 this year, he would have been about 44.
So this is over off and on for since 2002 really to like 2018. So I have lots of things, pictures and things like that. Like we didn't take pictures of like intimate things because it was a secretive relationship, and so it wasn't like I was looking to expose him, and of course he wanted to keep things private, so that's that. But
Bishop Charles Ellis III is the pastor of the Greater Grace Temple Ministry Church Garden. I don't know what it is. Greater Grace Temple over there in Detroit. He's married to a beautiful woman named Chrisette.
So this woman came out with her story over on the TikTok, and the comment section is not in favor of her. Everybody is saying, look, you was 22 years old. You had 2 kids. You knew what you were doing with a 40-something-year-old man who was married and a bishop in a church. Now, I'm not sure if I would feel the same way or not, because I do feel like young girls can be manipulated at 22, 19, 20, 21, whatever have you, especially when you're dealing with someone who's older. However, I do feel that she knew right from wrong. And I believe she did say that she knew what she was getting herself into. And it was really just about money. You're a single mom. You got 2 children. Somebody's interested in you and they're about to help you pay your bills. So all of your morals and values, if you've had any, go out the window because you're pretty much just trying to get paid, get the money, get the bag, whatever way you can, and take care of your children. And so now that she's coming out, I'm just a little bit taken back, and I'm on the fence about her coming out, only because she knew what she was doing. And why now? She stated that the relationship was off and on from 2002 to 2018. So I'm just wondering, like, why now? But let us hear what she has to say, and maybe she'll give us the reason of why she's coming out.
I'm not doing this to like really like make this messy, like exposing him, like, oh, you know. It is what it is at this point. It's my story. It's my testimony of what God did in my life. This is another statement. Okay, this is 2006. One is 2004. But really, I just have a women's ministry. And so if I can help another woman overcome and learn her value, her intrinsic value, and not compromise herself for money, you know, then I'm going to help women do that. And that's what this is really about. Me helping somebody else.
I got a testimony. The Lord has been good to me. Okay, let me stop playing for real. Lord, forgive me. Okay. I still don't get why. I mean, it's been years. You've been doing this off and on. And at this point, 16 years, we're talking. Even if you didn't know better at 22, you should have known better at 29. You know what I'm saying? You should have stopped. And I know it's easier said than done. She's saying that she's doing this so that other women don't feel like they got to do stuff for money. 16 years? And what about the times where there was off moments? Like, did you feel like you didn't have to do anything for money so you were able to like break away from him? Because most of the time it's women breaking away from men, if we're going to be honest, okay? It ain't really men cutting women off like that. You know, some, but not too many. Especially in a situation like this, right? As long as he's getting away with it and ain't nobody gonna know, he gonna keep on doing what he doing. Imagine your life being tied up with somebody else's husband or wife, and you're not moving on, and God's not blessing you. I don't even want y'all to imagine. I don't wish this on anybody. But I'm just saying that God isn't blessing you with your own spouse because you are laying up with somebody else's spouse. The help that she could have received, she didn't get that because she was getting it from somebody else's husband. That's something to think about. And I still don't understand her why. because I understand we all have a testimony. That doesn't mean we need to out our testimonies and let everybody else know. I think that's why people are coming for her in the comments section. Y'all got to go on over to her TikTok page and see. But I don't know. I'm just a little bit confused by it all. And I'm not excusing this bishop. He need to sit down somewhere. But when men get this large in the pulpit, a lot of times people don't want to sit them down.
Bishop Ellis has been questioned about a lot of things over the years, like how much money he makes, what kind of car he drives, you know. And Bishop Ellis said in one instance, he don't give a shit about what nobody think about him, and all his money is his money. He can buy whatever he want to buy with it. Black people been judged for years, and so people should be able to do what they want to do. And he right in a sense.
Women need help. The people need help. And if my testimony, my story can help somebody, that's what I'm going to do. Here's another statement. So yeah, I may go live to answer a few specific questions, but yeah, it's just testimony time. That's all. I just finally have the courage to talk about it. I finally have overcome the fear of something happening to me about talking about it. We do live in Detroit. People come up missing and dying all the time. But I feel God, and I know that the Lord is with me, and I know that my story and things happen to me for a reason. So it's just time for me to tell it. I'm healed, and I want to talk about it. I don't blame him. I was in love. I believe he cared for me deeply. So this is not about blaming anybody. People are broken. They do things for different reasons, and we have to understand that. And so when we psychoanalyze things, you get to the root of things, you uncover the truth. And so that's what this is all about. May the truth make us free.
We'll never be free. Never be free until you Negroes realize that sometimes predators are in full sight in the church. And they know how to move because they know their members ain't going to say nothing but believe them. Their lawyers going to be on deck. And all they got to do is get up and lie. Or get up and say, oh, I didn't mean it like that. Oh. And they know everybody going to lock in.
Woo! This is a lot. So let me just say this. I don't agree with anybody in a pulpit not being held accountable for their actions. I think that, first off, they should be held accountable by a higher power, but by somebody who is above them. I believe that everybody has somebody to answer to, right? If I'm wrong, y'all drop it in the comments. And while you dropping stuff in the comments, don't forget to subscribe, like, share. Okay? Thank you. But also, on a larger scale, I believe that the congregation should be holding their pastors and preachers and bishops and things like that accountable. And if a person does something wrong and you find out, like creating a baby out of wedlock, not one time, but more than one time, and even if it's once, they need to step down so they can get their life in order. How are you okay with somebody getting in the pulpit preaching to you and they up here on child support because they didn't created a baby out of wedlock? It's just not making a lot of sense to me. And the congregation is like, my pastor could do no wrong. Yeah, pastor. Yeah, but I'm not understanding that, because would you let your husband do that? Well, some of y'all would. I ain't knocking you. Hey, if that's what you want to put up with, that's fine. So why would you then let a pastor in the pulpit have all of this type of drama and mess in their life, and you're still going to church on Sundays to listen to this person? It's just not adding up. And I've said this before in another video, so forgive me if you've heard it. I think that this young lady who was outing him means to expose him. She's not healed. I think that she's going through some things. And I believe that anytime there is a breakup, for lack of better words, there's like a grieving process that you go through, just like if somebody were to pass. And so I feel like maybe at this point, there might be a little bit of anger. And yeah, she probably hasn't messed with him since 2018, but you still exposing yourself to the things that he's doing, like going to his birthday celebrations and things of that nature, probably still even attending this man's church, is just going to hurt you even more. You're pouring salt in your own wounds. Like, if y'all, am I making sense? She's adding more trauma to herself because she won't walk away and actually heal. That's very hard to do if you are still in the mess. Something tells me the wife know how this man is. She just like, they probably got separate bedrooms. Who knows? Allegedly. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to leave it at this because I don't want to say too much. I don't know the whole situation. I only know what she's saying and the statements that she's showing. Like, he on my bank account. We on bank accounts together. She ain't his daughter, not his relative. I don't think she was the secretary of the church or the treasurer. So, it's just a big mess. But it makes me think of so many other, I gotta think, I'm trying to be careful with my words. It makes me think of so many other situations where we know that there have been men in the pulpit to have babies with women in their congregation and not say a word, and their wife is still at this church. All of that is just extremely just disheartening. And I know for me, I could not be a member of somebody's church like that. So I guess my closing message to you would be that if you feel like there is or if you see that there are some situations going on with your leader and your leader doesn't want to step down because his pride and ego or her pride and ego is in the way, then you should find you another church home or another place to worship, even if you have to go online temporarily, because this type of behavior should not be okay with us as people who sit in the congregation, leaning on leaders to lead us and be a shepherd. It's not okay. But that's all I'll say about this situation. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts below, because that's what I'm here for.